Hi again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to say, I don't know where to look on this camera thing, happy to say that that horse and the other little friend that they had is all good. Do a bit of a drive and go to try to find this horse. So, not sure if you've seen the other video, so I'll just do a quick rundown on what I'm doing. I'm just got a quick tap on the shoulder, I'll call it, from a friend of mine living in my local area about a horse that's been deteriorating over the last month or so especially. And as a result, they're concerned and they've tried to do whatever, and we'll deal with that later. But what I'm looking at is I'm going to go and try to find the owner of this horse, and the horse specifically. Find out if it's a 24-hour emergency RSPCA and similar authorities need to be contacted, or whether or not we might be able to make an appointment with the person and discuss some things with them about options, we'll call it, in relation to animal welfare and what they might want to do. We might be able to help them in, supplying feed from some old stock cow hay or something. Not optimal, but it's better than nothing. And so if it's medicine, or it could be sick or suffering some disease, basically we need to be able to look outside the square initially before we start laying blame, and then lay all the blame needed to be once we've got all the evidence. So we're going to see this person, hopefully with a positive. I don't generally expect that. That's all good. I got heaps of cool friends and meeting some really amazing people as well. So I ignore the bad, reward the good. The good get free stuff from me forever for the rest of their life, because I want them to be a part of my life. So if I can do some puppy training and pony and teach you to get your mitten to ride your dog and sit on a horse, if they like it, if they don't, not. Not all dogs or cats want to interact, but you still can get an understanding of their behaviour, body language, and what they want to do. There's discussions and debates which I've started to open my eyes into in relation to animal welfare on another level in riding horses. It wasn't something I ever even thought of, but then maybe horses don't want to be ridden, is the suggestion, which I can't really argue for a lot of it, with excluding my experience. My experience personally with, green they're called, but green horses, or untamed or trained or just ponies, is that you do find some that don't really want to hang out all the time, but there's a lot that do, and they really enjoy the interaction. And I don't always use a saddle or do 100% safe methods back in the day, just sort of living on a country property, doing whatever, or travelling around with friends and whatnot. So there's always a better way, and I'm open to learn as well. Not very good with directions. I've been up and down these streets like 5 times. And when you get to hear this, there's probably 8 other properties. I'll go straight ahead. 8 other properties I've been to that I've deleted the video because there was nothing, and it's the same thing, and you don't really want to hear it over and over. Not saying this to say I'm good, bad, or otherwise, saying this to say how simple it is. Together we can make a difference, and we will make a difference. If we all take a little bit of accountability for our neighbours, maybe. We can't keep blaming the owners of the dogs and not desexing them or anything else, because nothing's changing. So I've changed my approach. I used to get very upset at a lot of people in relation to my friends with animal welfare issues. We had a few lost friendships over things that were not debatable, and it has to be down here. And yet, the majority, and I've adjusted some of my ways and things too, the majority have come to a compromise. I'm not talking about everyone letting their dog live inside. In Australia, however, if we want to look at that for an example, we've got a bit more of a farming mentality, where animals, they work and live and they're outside. Well, in Europe or North America or places like that, just 1 second and I'll just find out something. Hello, I'm just actually trying to find, is it Boundary Street? There's a pony there. I'm going to go and try to give it some feed. Over the carriageway, over the other end. Thank you. So I forgot what I was saying with that. Let's see how we go with memory. Life not being good, showing how easy it is to just get involved, put a little bit of effort in. make a phone call. And I'm not talking about calling the RSPCA on every single person or taking people's animals and dissecting them. I'm talking about making the information that we learnt through being attached in the animal world, or you're probably not listening to this. We've learnt through our own experience that, you know, dissection we can get done through some of my vets with the National Dissection Network. Just trying not to get run into cars. Is this doing its thing? That you can get cats done for $60 to $90 and dogs, you know, $160 or $90 for males, females, different sizes and breeds and all the rest of it. You get some really amazing vets who also are putting themselves out of pocket, but they're covering costs, hopefully. And so doing what's right for the community. So maybe even just suggesting to your neighbour that we've got a dissection program, an NDN, and anyone who's on a pension, or pretty much honestly, if you apply and you can't afford it, I'm sure they'll help you out. So that's some of the ideas. Just jumped over the train tracks and trying to go to another part of town. Not really being a local, being here from an accident related to a mining job driving home from. I've helped puppies and done things and always attempted to, it's not a matter of righting the wrongs or taking every fight or anything else along those lines. It's a matter of expecting, stupidly I'm finding out, but expecting that, I'll go the other way, these issues, problems and things are being dealt with at a higher level, and due to having a very close connection with the RSPCA New South Wales, previous jobs and working and volunteering in America and helping in Europe and things along those lines, whilst I was there, yes, we heard a lot of negative, but because we were doing stuff and expecting other places to be doing it as well, I guess, is an easy way to describe it without trying to get sued too much. Happy for that. Steve Coleman, RSPCA CEO. Nate Barnes, you've already sent a few legal threats. I really would love to be able to tell the people of Australia the full story. Yeah, there's a lot of people in that organisation that have been their reputations and jobs and leaving that industry, unfortunately, due to one or two negative policies, procedures or silly comments to the media. You don't believe in animal rights? You're the CEO of the RSPCA, mate. Even if you don't. Like, surely a pig has a right to be able to get walked. Welfare is one thing, yes, for sure. Welfare needs to be respected and looked at because of the fact that the welfare of the animal, the condition and its living environment and everything, behavioural requirements, natural behaviours and all the rest included, is a part of welfare. But isn't that also a separate issue that can be included of rights? Shouldn't puppies, dogs, mass production of large scale, breeding and rearing companion animals? That's our puppies and kittens. We're making them and killing them. It's your job to fix that. And I'm sorry to be upset, but this is a reality. I'm now chasing around after a horse because the two complaints that have been put into someone through maybe not your organisation, there's other ones that could take it, so we're not going to accuse you of that. But it doesn't seem to be having anything done. And so if we can get the community to help you, have an outside independent governing body, the suggestion through the media that I've been saying for just over a year now is an Australian animal rights and welfare ombudsman, and those rights would be included in the rights of a dog to have half an hour interaction per day as a minimum, and 10 minutes. It's got to be out for an hour at least to get something. If you're going to, and maybe not every day, 6 days. If you put the dog outside in the backyard, for example, we'd cover that so anyone who's freaking out of, I've got to walk my dog or I go to jail. No, it's nothing to do with that. We're looking at, if your dog has a social interaction with you in the house or in the backyard, or it's going out and you're doing whatever, have 2 glasses of water and walk around, that's interacting with the dog in some way, manner, shape or form. It's getting some interaction. What we're looking at is, if you have a look at Oscar's Law, some amazing stuff being done by Deb down there, and rescue groups all over the country helping and putting their voice in, but with the politics that are connected with the DPI, RSPCA, Animal Welfare League, Lost Dogs Home, whoever else you want me to throw in there, I'm happy to say it. It's not getting fixed. That's the problem here. So we can deal with the legal stuff later, but the issue is puppy mills do not have any socialisation or interaction with people. If they've got a recommendation of 25 dogs breeding, so with litter included, so you're looking at, if they have 3 dogs each, 75 dogs. If they have 5, 125, and you can do the math. Per staff member in a 7.5 hour shift of an 8 hour day. That's about, I don't know, 1 minute 40. So I'll take to you later. Wow.